Rashad, why you
Anyway.
didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
Trump lit.
What's up, Rashad?
Yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Yo. Welcome back. Man. We back at the crib. We back, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to boy Dan. Dan was waiting 30 minutes, man, in the chat. About 40 minutes. I apologize, Dan. If you asked where I was, I wasn't even on nothing for real. I wasn't on a thing, man. I was just taking some time because I know once I got to it, wasn't I, Dan? I just knew once I got to it, I was going to get to it. And that was going to be that. If you know, you know. With that being said, man, first things first, I want to say another happy birthday to Awaken My Love and things of that sort. Oh, I said things of that sort. Hold on now. The folks got on me for saying things of that sort. But, you know, like I said, happy birthday, 9th birthday to Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino's album, the album that really took him to the next level, the soul album, the R&B album, the funk album, the 70s. Everyone, get down, baby. Lord. That was one of my favorite joints on it. Great album. At the time, I was like, yo, this is good. But I wanted some rapping. It's been a couple years without rapping Gambino, and he came back with this. I was upset. But I've learned to appreciate the album over time. And as much as I try to put the words to describe this album and this project in this era of music, I will never be able to say it as well as Questlove. So with that being said, this is what Questlove said the night it came out 9 years ago. Here we go. Questlove woke up D'Angelo at 4 a.m. after hearing Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love. First things first, rest in peace to D'Angelo. After the on-screen magic that was Atlanta and following the commentary offered up by Donald himself that he no longer wanted to make music under the Childish Gambino moniker, I almost had to resign myself to the reality of going hungry when it came to new musical material from the future Lando Carsleen. Sorry. When Glover announced the new Childish Gambino album, Awaken My Love, in November, I was a member of the Elated Masses clutching my copy of Percussive Internet, and I was praying that it was just the instance of the true inspiration and not just a capitalizing of a heightened buzz. After the two first singles, Me and Your Mama and Redbone, were released, I knew this album was going to be Gambino's turning point, a departure from the clever, fellatio-centric punchlines of Cul-de-sac and Camp, and an exponential musical evolution from the most promising elements of Percussive Internet. After listening to Awaken My Love, however, I can't say I ever saw this coming, and neither could the Roots drummer and all-around music genius Questlove, who recently took to Instagram in an outpouring of excitement of the surprise over the album, going so far to reveal that he even called and woke up D'Angelo at 4 a.m. to geek out over Gambino's latest body of work. Here he is. Dude, I'm so effed up right now. I can't even form the proper hyperbolic sentence to explain this to D'Angelo why I woke him up at 4 a.m. to listen to this. I'm like, when is the last time someone sucker punched me on this level? I mean, I knew Around the World in the Day was coming, and it was like a left turn. I'm about to blow the wigs off of music historians, but I thought I was getting some fresh millennial 2016 hip hop stuff, and I got sucker punched. The last sucker punch in black music that I remember, in which no one had a cue was coming, was Sly's There's a Riot Going On. Read my IG about it in the flag. I'm writing it in real time because Jesus Christ, the co-author of The Werewolf of Bar Mitzvah, just sunned the ish out of me in the best way possible. I was not expecting this trip to Detroit circa 1972 via United Sound Studios. I haven't written or been stunned by an album I wasn't expecting that time that I got in advance of Back to Black. The music was so lush. I can see the kaleidoscope color mesh in the Westbound logo. Dude, I can't curb my enthusiasm. All I know is that PFK tried to play him again. With these ratings, there will be a riot going on. So there you have it right there. Questlove's real time and everything. First reaction to Awaken My Love 9 years ago to today. I interviewed, who did I interview? I interviewed what was it? I'd rather be with you, Bootsy Collins. I interviewed Bootsy Collins and I asked him about this particular song of Redbone because, you know, he sampled Redbone. He sampled "I'd Rather Be With You" and things. I can't say that no more. I'm trying to look. Hey guys, I'm growing. I'm growing. I'm growing. I'm growing. But with that being said, this is the one with like music.
And this is like you should say, you know, to be and I don't think done for everybody, and so to be honest, there's no words. It's just it's more than thank you. Thank you don't do it. I gotta figure that word out.
Well, Boosie, I always wanted to ask you this question. So many years later, how did you feel about Childish Gambino's Redbone? Like flipping your record, so many decades later, to have a record and music that lasts, the test of time. What did that mean to you to kind of see him do that?
It always means we're moving forward, you know, and it's always like a compliment when people do to something that you are known for, and they do it. And this goes to show that, wow, the younger ones are picking up on it, so it makes you feel good.
This was, like I said, Gambino's most widely accepted, critically acclaimed album piece of work to that point in 2016. He was dealing with a lot of just lack of acceptance in the music space and everything like that. Everybody was always just, oh, he's a rapper, he's an actor, he's a comedian, he's this and that. This was the project that really took it there to the next level. And to see Questlove approve of it, to see Bootsy Collins approve of it, to see Questlove call D'Angelo at 4 a.m. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. It really just is a testament to it. It was also the debut of everybody to the kid. What's his name? Jay, the kid now that Chris Brown just co-signed. Chris Brown co-signed. What's his name? Jaden. Yeah. This was Jaden's debut as well on this album of the I forgot the name of the song, but they performed it at the Grammys, and it's just overall a great project. I don't know. I think it's very important that we highlight that project and that album. With that being said, let's keep it moving. I want to talk about. There's a part of me that wants to talk about Ty Lil ruining Christmas this year, but I think I'll save that for another day. But I think Ty Lil James, I'm going to revisit this. Remember this. Ty Lil James ruined Christmas in 2025. We will talk about that later. Okay, next. Candace Owens. We got a conspiracy theory. Oh, by the way, yeah, Rakai has been banned for 2 years off of Twitch. Hey, man, I feel like the kid was... If you want to know my thoughts on the Rakai thing, but before we get to this, because I know some people might see this Candace Owens things and just watching the stream. Hold on. I'm talking about Rakai first. Rakai getting banned for 2 years. I think the kid was out. I think he was out of pocket, bro. Like he was spiraling out of control. It was getting crazy for Rakai, and I don't think he was the best influence on kids. And it's like you have a kid leading kids. I don't ever think that's a good thing. I just don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. So with that being said, I hope in these 2 years where Kai can really just focus on, understanding his influence, coming back a mature man, and it will come with time as well. So hopefully by the time he comes back, he'll be good to go. And I was about to say it again, but I'm working on it. I'm not going to say it no more. Here we go. Candace Owens. Conspiracy theory on Charlie Kirk. Here we go. I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I can now say with full confidence that I believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and Rock Nation. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I shouldn't play like that. Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized them on the stage. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims, and I am making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund. You were lied to, and leadership knew. So with this, I want to talk about Candace Owens just first of all. I think Candace Owens, she has a show that is about an hour each and every single day. This show, much like a lot of other far right conspiracy popping shows on the internet, when you think of Alex Jones, people like that, they're mostly conspiracy theories that go against the system, who we work for, everything. And so when you have that, you're going to miss on some and you're going to make on some. Now, the fact that you have so many takes every year is kind of like First Take and debate shows in the sports world. The ones that you miss on, they hurt your credibility after a while. It's like, dang. When Candace Owens says stuff like, I don't think Elon Musk is a real human, it kind of hurts the credibility a little bit. When Alex Jones tried to blame the kids at the school for the whole thing that he got sued for and stuff, it kind of hurts Alex Jones' credibility when he says something that actually kind of makes sense. So with Candace Owens going into this, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and we will go from there. Also, realize that Candace Owens, one of the best friends, working wise, professional working relationship wise with Charlie Kirk, at least in the public eye. And she made it seem that way after he tragically lost his life. With that being said, let's go to Candace Owens' page to see what she's been talking about this entire day with cracking this code about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Here we go. Where are we at? Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. All right, here we go. Where we at? Dreams, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Turning Point has removed the refund policy section of their sites. I've been trying for 2 months. I sent out 5 inquiries with no luck. They aren't issuing any refunds. By the way, while we are here, Lily Gaddis, we gonna get on you. I might not do it this stream because YouTube might get me out of here because they got you out of here. But word around town, Lily Gaddis is out of here. I don't know. It's just here we go. Maybe she'll use the N-word on Rumble to get back and kick where the real content creators live. We are particularly interested in this real Candace Owens as we are introduced to some of the most ethical and largest donors in America, to the world, to Charlie Kirk directly and indirectly. We'll be paying close attention to this. I am sure these donors will be too. What? I have advised all my friends that are in any way connected or associated to this activity and to Turning Point in any capacity to completely transparent without delay. As we are family friends, we have unique insight into your sincerity and the honesty, and we are in a unique position to vouch for the fact that you are not someone who would ever seek this to mislead the public over any subject, despite the screams and the wails of those who wish to silence you. I've also been a personal witness to your journey with Charlie and knew Charlie very well. One of Charlie Kirk's favorite sayings was the Latin legal maxim, fiat justita ruet caelum. Let justice be done through the heavens fall. So be it. If you had to put the pieces together, then Charlie would expect you to communicate with them. And indeed, he would demand that you communicate them broadly to the world. Indeed, I am sure that this current spirit form that he is communicating in now is intended, and that is his total intention. The truth cannot arrive soon enough. The world is hurting badly and needs it. God bless you, Candace. All your love, John and Irina. Here we go. And she said, fiat justita ruet caelum. All right. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. 12:22. She said, you shall be hosted by the scriptural perturbed. She's standing on it. She doubling down on it. For we are not to fight against the flesh and blood enemies, but against the evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world and the mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Ephesians 6:12. For the Lord watches over the path of the godly, but the path of the wicked leads to destruction. Trust in the Lord, and the Lord himself is the rock eternal. So she just shared that. We're going to go up here. We're going to keep scrolling. No one can serve 2 masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Uh-oh. And then she tagged the Turning Point USA in this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Today on the show, water cooler talk around the office of the Turning Point USA led to an explosive revelation about a secret they've been keeping, one that actually brought me to tears. Today, we go max for Charlie. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. It doesn't matter if they bankrupt Candace Owens and take everything from her. The entire world is watching, and we are willing to do anything for Candace. If they take her empire, we will help her rebuild the new one overnight. Thank you. This period of my life has just been so heavy, but we cannot live in a world that protects evil and attacks goodness. We just cannot go on like this in a nation. Wars are just impact, just a massive real estate with forced evictions. That's why the elites love them so much. Okay. Interesting. So what you guys think? You guys think it was an inside job? I don't know. I'm just saying Candace Owens be right sometimes, and a lot of times Candace Owens be really wrong. So with that being said, I think only time will tell with this. We'll see what happens. There's some really, really local news. I was really sad about this. I'm not going to lie, bro. Publix in Atlantic Station has closed permanently. And why is this such a big deal? It goes beyond Atlanta and just a local issue. I used to live in this area around the corner from Atlantic Station when I was living in Atlanta. I was in the West Midtown area. And this was my grocery store because it was the closest grocery store to me. There was another grocery store on Howell Mill. Like there's a Kroger over there. However, this was the closest one to me. And it was actually walkable distance. If I wanted to walk, it was a 35-minute walk down to Atlantic Station to the Publix. I never actually walked. I just did the 5-minute drive. Now I will walk, having kind of the experience that I have now with walking and public transportation. But for so many other people in the area, the Georgia Tech students, the Atlantic Station residents, all the people who live in the city, you know, if you live in the city, it is a greater chance you just don't have a car, especially in Atlanta, because there's so much traffic. It's so frustrating to drive around Atlanta. With this, you know, you can go with MARTA. You know, they're trying to get better public transit options within the city. And so with that being said, you need all of the close grocery markets and grocery stores that you can get. Taking down Publix is crazy, bro. A lot of the comments were like, it was the worst Publix. Well, word too, a lot of the grocery stores that are directly in the city are smaller, so they don't have all of the items that you usually have. And it's just a smaller grocery store. But for the people who live there, who are within walking distance, this is kind of like how they eat, literally how they eat. And when you take a grocery store out of it, there's no other grocery store that is within walking distance for those kids at Georgia Tech, for the people who live in West Midtown. The nearest one, like I said, once again, is on Howell Mill Road. And Howell Mill Road is not the same. It's a big difference from living like right off North Side, living right off Marietta Street, living right off, you know what I'm saying, these other places over there by Atlantic Station, and living on Howell. That's a whole nother, in walking terms, in driving terms, it's only 2-3 minutes. But in walking terms, that's a whole nother 20-30 minutes. So now you're talking about someone who had to walk 30 minutes to a grocery store versus someone who now has to walk 50 minutes to an hour to the nearest grocery store. This isn't sustainable for the people who live in West Midtown, for the people who live in Atlanta, for the kids who live on Georgia Tech's campus, in terms of places where they can go to get full-on groceries and regular groceries and take grocery trips. All of these things are important. When you turn this stuff out and you close these places down, you create food deserts. And that's what's happening now. You're going to have food deserts in the area. There's a Whole Foods up the street. That's another 2-3 minutes up there. You're going to have more people driving because more people got to drive to get groceries in the area. And it creates what? More traffic. For what? What are you going to turn this into? I'm going to turn this into another clothing store. They're going to turn this into a luxury shopping. Man, come on, bro. At the end of the day, people need somewhere to get groceries. People need somewhere to eat. People ain't trying to eat out every single day. You have what you have over there. You have the place where you can get the sandwiches, McAllister's. You have the place Blaze Pizza in that little plaza. You also have Chipotle over there and everything. However, you need a place where you can just get groceries. Get normal groceries. When you take the grocery stores out, you create food deserts, and it's just bad. It's really bad. Yeah, Publix is a grocery store, Dan, in Atlanta, in Georgia, Florida. It's huge in Florida, but yeah. A major anchor is leaving Atlantic Station and leaving nearby residents without a place to get groceries. Publix, who has been open since 2005 when the shopping district came to life, will permanently close on December 27th. Staff were reportedly made aware of the news on Monday. Dang, they just found out? In our 95-year history, Publix has never had a layoff. Wow. A public spokesperson told A&F, we will still offer associates at the Atlantic Station locations positions in the neighboring stores if they so desire. The grocery store was popular for those who live in the district and many residential units within walking distance. There are also several buildings along 17th Street. When you think of these buildings, they are OTE. Overtime Elite is obviously in Atlantic Station, but right next to that, you have Microsoft. You have all these other businesses who would go, including my old job at Rolling Out. And we go a lot of times around the corner to the Publix during lunch to get a couple things because it's cheaper getting it from a grocery store than it is just eating out every single time, bro. Sad news. Sad news, sad day. But what else is new? Make things less accessible for the people. Make things less accessible to push out black people, to turn down we're turning down the quality and it's too accessible for people to live here. That means it's just too black. It's just whack. A little grocery store has been open last month off of Northside Drive, not too far from Atlantic Station. So a new grocery store just opened up in the area. Okay. This will impact who gets prescription drugs at Publix. However, there is a CVS located within the Target of Atlantic Station. I heard the Target from a person that the Target might shut down over there soon. I don't go to Target no more, but that Target right there in Atlantic Station, all the Instagram skits you see that shot in a Target is at that specific Target, Atlantic Station Target. That's where all those skits are filmed. This will also impact those who get prescription drugs at Publix. However, there is a CVS located within Target and Atlantic Station. Publix did not give a reason for the closure, but said in a statement that it was a quote-unquote difficult decision. Quote-unquote, we've been privileged to serve the Midtown community at Publix at Atlantic Station for almost 2 decades. As one might imagine, there are a number of factors that go into determining whether we will continue to operate a store location. Atlantic Station told Atlanta News First that they plan to, quote-unquote, reimagine the space. Quote-unquote, plans for the space will be shared in detail as they are finalized. Atlanta News First is working to learn more. Check back for updates. This is terrible. Terrible, terrible news. I remember going to Buffalo when we went up to Buffalo after the tragedy they had up there at the Tops, right? At the grocery store up there. And the man who got arrested, everything he had a manifesto, and it was a long way. He was talking about Donald Trump and MAGA and how he really wanted to get out, like the blacks out the way. All of those things was in this manifesto. So he drives, I believe he drove like an hour or two to get to Buffalo, and he went to East Buffalo, which is a black area, which I didn't realize until I got up there. But he went to a black area in the Tops and did what he had to do. When they shut it down to do all the police investigations for it, that's the only grocery store they had in that community for those black people. So if you did not have a car, this was the only place within a walkable distance to eat, to get groceries. Getting groceries and having the ability to get food and to eat shouldn't be a privilege in America. It should be a necessary thing for every citizen in America to have. We are supposed to be a first-class nation, right? So why is it in so many communities throughout this great country, people can't even get groceries? People can't even get food in an easy way. It's easier to get a McDonald's burger, some fries, some this or that, than it is to get a fruit bowl from your local grocery store. That's sad. That's sad. And we shouldn't normalize it just because you might have a car or your friends might have or these might have a car, because everybody doesn't have a car. That's not everybody's reality. I don't care if it's 2025, 2026, 2030, especially if you're in a city. Everybody does not have a car. Everybody should have access to get groceries and to be able to feed themselves and put food on their table each and every single night, especially in America. For some reasons, I haven't heard of any store. I'm around places like Walmart, Brookshires, Walgreens, among others. See, I think Brookshires, I never heard of that. So that might be something that is, you know what I'm saying, a little more specific to Dallas. So there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, we're going to the next thing. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it pushing. Oh, no. We're still on Atlantic Station. The city's redevelopment project of the Millennium and the darling of Midtown is on its way to becoming a food desert in the future. What went wrong? Here it is exactly. There's a Publix 5 minutes away. When I was at Take 30 years ago, I had to drive 10 minutes to go to Murder Kroger or the one on Howell Mill. Okay. You talking about 30 years ago. Not if you don't drive. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Publix is leaving because the store space is too small and will probably be replaced by a grocer whose standard store fits in the space in Candace parking is underground. Target is across the street and has at least all the grocery staples you need. That's cap. That's cap. Target has some of the stuff when I was shopping at Target, because I was living there, about a year ago? So before the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole protest, I was living over there and I was going to the Target. Target did not have the stuff that Publix had. It was only stuff that you could get specifically at Publix. It was stuff you can only get specifically at Target. I'll go to Target. No. I go to Publix, get some stuff, and then I walk across the street to the Target to get a couple more things, put them all up, load up, go to the crib. So, no, that's cap. That's cap. Brookshires is local in Texas. It's nearby, closer to me, and so is Walmart. I'm used to those stores. Shouts out to Brookshires, man. Shouts out to Rouse's. You know what I'm saying? That's some Louisiana stuff. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lareezy. The new tape, Free 99, is hard. And of course, you know, I'm listening to that No Deluxe by Suave. Shouts out to Ben Riley. He's a great album that dropped last week too. It's just so much great music. It's been a great year for hip hop. Oh my goodness, I can't even call it. Sarah Ashlee Barker. Let's get my first time watching it. This is my first time watching the Sarah Ashlee Barker video, y'all. Everybody's been talking about it today. Sarah Ashlee Barker apparently went against a dude who was talking mess on social media, and they went one-on-one, and she killed him. And everybody was like, yo, she only averaged 3 points a game. Like, Sarah Ashlee Barker just had like 46 in her last college game in the NCAA tournament. Like, she's one of them. Stop playing with Sarah Ashlee Barker. Former UGA great, former Bama great. What is we talking about?
I really don't think there's a single WNBA player who can beat me in basketball.
Okay, fair.
Wow.
You could beat her. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like 100%?
Yeah.
You don't think he stands a chance, huh?
No.
Not at all. He let
Hold
her-
on. I got to change the speed on this. Y'all. I'm going to go 7-5. I'm going to go 7-5.
have ball.
Oh my god.
Oh, she missed.
Oh, they
the
doing
first
it. They're not doing one possession? Damn, she got his ass.
one.
Use the same
Okay.
First
in
possession.
terms of plot.
Stop it.
Oh my
And they playing with a
god.
WNBA
What the
ball.
fuck was that?
It's a smaller ball. Oh, wait, hold on. What are we doing, internet? Hold on, man. They're tripping. Oh, we got to go.
They're not doing one possession? Damn, she got his ass.
Use the same
First
in
possession.
terms of plot.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?
Good drive, left hand.
Oh my god, bro, getting pissed. I ain't gonna lie. Just let him have it.
Oh, big pocket. Easy work. Oh, step back. Oh, tweener. Oh, cross. Oh, tweener. Oh, step back. Oh, where you going? In your face. Gamer. Stop playing with Sarah Ashlee
I
Barker.
really don't think there's a
She really 1-on-1, bro. What is we talking about? They said, yeah, a rookie that averaged 3.1 points a game. So that she averaged 3.1 points a game. What you think you gonna do against someone who's start in the league? What you gonna do with someone who's an all-star in the league, bro? You know who needs to do this? Angel Reese. Angel Reese needs to play a couple of these dudes that just talk down so much on Angel Reese to understand how good Angel Reese is at basketball. Angel Reese shouldn't have to do it, but guess what? We in a lockout, so she might as well do it. You ain't got nothing else to be able to do with your time. You ain't got no job. So you might as well. We in the lockout. Angel Reese, you make $1 gazillion and you put it on your page on the unapologetic Angel. Angel, if you do it, all I ask for is that you use this little clip and you put it at the beginning of the video. That's it. Just put the little, clip of me suggesting it, and then you do it. You put it at the beginning of the clip. That's it. All right, here we go. Next. I watched the man. Oh yeah, this was the one. Men are just blah, 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 blah. Wait, y'all, he took it back.
A player who can beat me in basketball.
Okay.
So you think you could beat her? Oh yeah, definitely.
You don't think he stands a chance?
Oh yeah,
huh?
definitely.
No.
Not at all. Not one little.
No.
You're fully confident solely because she's a woman.
Yes.
Wow.
100%. Let's find out.
Game 211, 1s and 2s. You ready, Anthony?
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, starting with the
I wonder
ball.
what the score was. 11 to 2. Oh, it's 11 to 2. Jeez Louise.
Oh! That's game time. That's what I'm talking about. Game time.
I need you to tell the camera that you're sorry to the WNBA and you're sorry to all the women.
I got nothing respect for the WNBA. They know what they're doing. They're the best at what they do. They deserve all the respect.
And I need to say something.
And thank you.
If you think I was hard, imagine like my teammates who are literally the greatest of the greats. Like,
Hey, you'll be there one day.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I really don't.
Wow, she made that man say good boy. She made that man say good boy to the camera. That's crazy. And he did it. She said, say good boy. And he said, good boy. Man, what? She twisted his arm behind his back. He said, Uncle. Tremaine Jackson, next up. SWAC Coach of the Year, man. He said, dear recruits, we apologize for not being able to sit up on the phone and talk and text all day. We are getting ready for the SWAC championship game against a great opponent this coming Sunday. Remember, all the schools calling you and speaking negatively about our program currently don't have much to do. Hey, this is the legendary Tremaine Jackson. If y'all remember, we talked about him before the season when he first got to Prairie View, when he said, recruits, if I follow you on Twitter, you got 4 hours to follow me back. If you don't follow me back in the 4 hours, we unfollowing you, and your offer, everything like that is off the table. That's just how he roll. But tight ship or not, whatever he does, it works. He is mastered. I've watched all of his press conferences on the SWAC media calls every Monday, except for this past one, the SWAC championship one. I started it, but I never finished it. And Buddy says nothing. He has mastered coach speak. He knows how to say a whole lot of something without saying anything, bro. The only thing he says is, we ain't accomplished nothing. We ain't done nothing. Like, they win 52-14, and he'll be like, yeah, that team over there, they're a good team. They had us 14-7 in the second quarter, and we really got to do a better job of getting off to better starts. Like, he is mastered coach speak. So we'll see what happens in Jackson. We'll see what happens in Jackson this Saturday, because TC Taylor, them jokers, they ain't no player. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's Grambling. That's the only team that can beat Jackson State in the SWAC. It's Grambling State. And Grambling State did not make it out the West. Tremaine Jackson and Prairie View did. But it's a great season for Tremaine Jackson, for Prairie View to go from one of the worst programs in the SWAC to a top 3 program in the SWAC and the best out the West, and giving themselves a chance to make Atlanta the goal that he's been singing for ever since the preseason, ever since spring practice, ever since he was hired. And to actually be one game away from Atlanta, that's sensational. In year one, that's sensational. He brought a lot of his guys from Valdosta State, a lot of the national championship players and stuff like that over in D2. I said and stuff like that. So he set them up for success, but to do it year one is sensational. Shouts out to Jermaine Jackson. Best of luck to you this Saturday. And the vet, but hey, them folk gonna play now. Hey, TC and them boy, they ain't playing. Prairie View head coach blocked me because I said I'm happy our head coach don't have Twitter fingers. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I want you to have his Atlanta song queued up from the start. I want you to be as petty as can be. Level 1,000 on the JSU petty meter. Oh, they tagged the DJ and told him to play Welcome to Atlanta first. Here we go. Drewski.
That last Drewski skit
Hold on.
was not funny. It was offensive, and I no longer support Drewski. Ever since the skit has hit the internet, I have nonstop been getting shares of that skit. Nonstop. Friends, family I haven't spoke to in years. Why would you send me this skit? I've never been on the receiving end of a Drewski skit. But
Nah, I
now
need
that
to see his page
feels
though.
like
I need to see this
no
kid's
longer
page.
support this.
What's his page? Because I want to see him walking around every day with the hat. He should have started the video with the hat and take it off midway. Facts.
I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I be saying that's fucked up. Like, bro, you probably had the full washing set. You should be fired probably if they ain't cut your shit. Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
That classic video for sure. Oh, this is it? This a hat? No. That's a Photoshop. I'm trying to see the other one though. That's hilarious. Okay, let's go. Next one. Oh, I'm frozen. I appreciate it, Dan. We are 37 minutes in, so that means it's just gotta turn it off and turn it on. That's all that means. Hold on. Come on, camera. Technical difficulties. We will be back in a second with your regularly scheduled program. Oh, where are we at? Drewski, he's talking about I no longer support him because I have a receding hairline. He was talking about people with receding hairlines, and that never goes well for people who speak about such things. How is it still frozen? It must be the StreamYard tab that is still frozen. We welcome everybody into the stream tonight. We hope that you are having a wonderful night and a wonderful day. This is December 2nd. For a lot of people, it's December 3rd. If it's December 3rd for you, congratulations. Oh, I literally turned off the camera and it's still going here. Well, we lost all the viewers except for Dan. So, welcome back. Hold on. I'm going here in the meantime. We're going to see what happens if I go here. It's still just frozen. It is that is sensational. It's still just frozen. Here we go. All right. We're going to see if I come back on the screen in about a few seconds. Get some snacks. Get some water. Get some juice. Take a bathroom break. It's all going how it's going. And that is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm back. Here we go. Dan said he got some tea. Dan, we still have a few more things to discuss. We still have a few more things to react to and get to. Then we will get to that. All right. So that was Drewski. Megan and Milagro. So this was the thing that was going on yesterday. It was a pretty big deal yesterday. In the world of these things that we do, of commentary, reacting, some people put a little more sauce on it. And when you put more sauce on it and you lean a little more into the gossipy side as opposed to the reporting side, you tend to get more views. You get more views, you get more subscribers, you make more money. You can more likely do it as your full-time thing. Now, with that being said, when you put a little more sauce on it, you open yourself up to defamation suits. because you'd be talking crazy about folks, slandering folks' name, and you can't do that. That's not journalism. You dress it up under the umbrella of journalism on the thing to say like, comment, subscribe, and you get in trouble. You get sued. So that's what Megan Thee Stallion did. Here we go. Today, the jury presided over Megan Thee Stallion's lawsuit against Milagro Grams in the Southern District of Florida, found the defendant Milagro liable on all 3 counts: defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and promotion of an altered sexual depiction for spreading false and harmful misinformation on social media. The jury found that Milagro deliberately harmed Megan with her malicious conduct on social media, resulting in the jury awarding Megan with $75,000. Additionally, under Florida law, Milagro's liability for reposting the deepfake video will also require her to reimburse Megan for legal fees. Oh, wow. We're thankful for the jury's commitment to reinforcing the importance of truth, accountability, and reasonable commentary on social media. Megan's attorney, Mari Henderson, said not only is Milagro being held accountable for paying Megan's compensatory and punitive damages, but Florida's fee-shifting legal provision will require her to cover the cost of Megan's legal bills on the deep fake claim. This verdict sends a clear message that spreading dangerous misinformation carries significant consequences. Contrary to the public statements issued by Milagro's attorneys, the court has not issued a final judgment regarding the defamation count. The judge will make a final ruling and determine the entire financial amount that Milagro will be required to pay Megan, inclusive of legal bills and the defamation count at a later date. Megan's legal team has also submitted a formal letter to Milagro's team counsel highlighting their blatant misrepresentation in the jury's verdict, noting that they continue to post defamatory content and requesting they retract comments immediately. So they're saying, just stop talking about us, bro. All right, there's such a rush to issue a statement. They lost the case. How is lying going to help? Did you read any part? They didn't read nothing? You didn't read nothing? Girl, they don't want the potential clients to see this. They're trying to salvage our reputation. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. Beyonce, just plain stupid and trying to influence public opinion. They need the fans of Tory to cope and keep writing to Twitter terrorists. Okay? Damage control. They didn't lose the case, you dummy. The jury already decided. Who's saying? The jury decided that Milagro lost the case. Are you slow? The jury voted to side. Huh? But they're saying, bro, what? This is Megan's team, right? Contrary to... All right, anyways, bro. Jeez Louise, bro. I'm not... You try to follow with the Twitter comments, you're going to be like, what is going on? Thank you. Here they go lying again, as usual. If you want to read the real media and news, learn how to be patient and learn how to read in all caps. This man said, Clay's girlfriend. Dallas Dan. Dallas Dan. Dallas Dan. Dallas Dan. Here we go. Next. Milagro and DJ want their attention to file legal action against Megan Thee Stallion. They claimed that they were harassed and bullied by Rock Nation attorneys during their depositions, but the lawsuit would fail at the early pleading stages. Many states, including Florida, New Jersey, New York, California, and Texas, have the anti-slap statute, which prevents lawsuits being filed but for petitioning the court. Megan Thee Stallion, DJ Academics, Armand Wiggins do not.
Got some head and dip. Come on, chat. Nobody's making this shit up. This is a perception about Shorty. It's a perception about Shorty, gang. So, what I cared about when it came to this entire case is, will Meg Thee Stallion be successful at outlawing criticisms, non-belief, or people that don't like her? Again, I've said to all y'all, if you could outlaw people not liking you or speaking ill of you, well, I have a lot of lawsuits to file. By the way, I want to announce, and we're going to get into this, but I do want to announce, and I think this is the best way to get into it. Let me make sure this is clear. I need some lotion. I want to announce, people. I do want to announce. Unbeknownst to most of y'all watching, and unbeknownst to the public, me and my small group of people who work with me, and we have been working with attorneys, we were in the process of preparing to file a lawsuit versus Meg Thee Stallion. I want this abundantly clear and obvious. And I want to explain, and today is a hiccup, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to get into this case. Because we anticipated that Meg through whether it's clear bias of the judge, whether it's whatever Rock Nation sleight of hand, was probably going to be successful in some facet versus Milagro Cooper, who doesn't have enough resources to really properly really go to war versus the Avengers. So we were taking action. By the way, I also want to let y'all know, Rock Nation, through their many investigators and how they harassed me, particularly in terms of having me to post for 9 hours, I realized if they gonna have something for me, I probably gotta have something for them. Don't you worry. So I said, I'm gonna, and I met with the legal minds around me. We were in the process of crafting this lawsuit. Now, I'm again, everything I'm saying here is fast, but I want to tell you where it stands today, and we're gonna get into this. And really, today's decision affects how I have to move forward.
Interesting. Let me see what they say. Good luck with that. It will go nowhere. You can tell he doesn't have good legal counsel. Well, he doesn't have good counsel at all, for that matter. 100%. Wannabe victims never taking legal advice or suggestions from a dude who says unbeknownst twice with no correction. Unbeknownst. Leave Megan alone, suing lawyers because he was deposed for 9 hours isn't a crime. Yes, do it. Waste your money. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Next thing. Jordan versus NASCAR. We are staying in the world of law. We are staying in the courts. Hey, Mike, can you believe you're here?
You believe we're here?
Nope.
Morning.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Is that Steve Cooner? That's not Steve Cooner. I thought that was my dog, Steve Cooner. Shout out my dog, Steve Cooner, man. Here we go. Everything you know to know in advance of today's trial. It's Michael Jordan. Oh, of course. Of course. It's the athletic. Let me see. Michael Jordan, NASCAR. I'll say getting money. No. Shout out NBC News reporting this. Michael Jordan's fight against NASCAR heads to court could shake up motorsports. The antitrust allegations leveled up by Jordan Brand, 23 XI Racing, and Front Row Motorsports have exposed the salacious personal communications and NASCAR finances. This is written by the Associated Press in Charlotte, North Carolina. Michael Jordan's bitter fight against NASCAR heads to the federal court on Monday in a jury trial that could rip apart the top motorsport series in the United States. The antitrust allegations levied by Jordan-owned 23 XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports have exposed the salacious personal communications, NASCAR's finances, and the deep contempt between some of the top executives in the sport and its participants. Three-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin, who owns 23 XI alongside Jordan less than a month ago, had the Cup Series championship slip through his fingers, warned this weekend that the gloves will be off during the 2-week trial in the Western District of North Carolina. Quote unquote, our fans have been brainwashed with NASCAR's talking points for decades, Hamlin wrote on social media. Oh, wow. Lies are starting to take over starting Monday morning. It's time for the truth. It's time for change. Uh-oh. NASCAR Commissioner Steve Phelps has said that the series has tried hard to settle with the case ahead of Monday's trial. What is the lawsuit about? The lawsuit was filed by 23 XI Racing, which is owned by Basketball Hall of Famer Jordan Hamlin and Jordan's longtime business manager, Curtis Polk. They were joined by Front Row Motorsports, a team owned by entrepreneur Bob Jenkins that won the 2021 Daytona 500. The two were the only teams out of 15 to refuse to sign the renewals on the charter agreements that NASCAR presented to them in late 2024. All 15 teams have been fighting for more favorable terms and more charter agreements over the next 2 years of negotiations, and the final terms came short of what teams have been seeking. 23 XI1 and Front Row have accused NASCAR of being a monopoly and sued them under the antitrust grounds. What is a charter? The charter system was introduced in 2016 and NASCAR's version of the franchise model used in other professional sports leagues. Being charter guarantees a car a spot in a 40-car field of 38 races, as well as a defined payout from the weekly purse. Even with the charters, the teams have argued that the revenue model is not viable. The teams wanted the charters to become more permanent. They are renewable and revocable, a larger percentage of the revenues, and a voice in the governance. Sounds like the WNBA. 23 XI and Front Row felt the new charter agreements fell short in the meetings of those men, and they refused to sign. The two organizations argued that NASCAR holds too strong of a hold in all aspects of racing series, and alleged a monopoly is based on exclusivity clauses, ownership of the most racetracks of the Cup schedule, and its control of the rules and regulations. 23XI and Front Row are now pursuing a large monetary sum from the NASCAR to cover their legal fees and the financial losses suffered from this year and not being chartered, plus the lawsuit. NASCAR's defense. NASCAR was founded 76 years ago from the Florida-based France family and says that it has not violated antitrust laws because it has done nothing to restrain trade beyond normal business practices. NASCAR has argued that the payouts in the 2025 charter agreement increase and prove that it is not anti-competitive. NASCAR has also cited that the option for cars to enter races as quote-unquote open teams and try to make the field 1 in 4 non-chartered spots on qualifying speed. 23XI and Front Row Sports have been open teams, and it will be combined 6 cars with every race. It costs the organizations millions of dollars to purse money. A pre-trial discovery process revealed that NASCAR made more than $100 million in 2024. Behind the scenes drama. The discovery phase has been viewed for both sides of exposure, unseemly personal communications from top NASCAR executives, as well as the two teams. Phelps was among the leadership who was in discussion, and the other NASCAR executives called Hall of Fame team owner Richard Childress a quote-unquote dinosaur, an idiot, and a stupid redneck. Wow. The discussion also included references to Childress, quote-unquote, owes his entire fortune to NASCAR and needed to be, quote unquote, taken out the back and flogged. Wow. NASCAR had, it was like this. Another NASCAR executive alleged that fans of the sport can't read. Wow. And multiple, wow. NASCAR. So they're like, y'all think we stupid. Well, I'm not stupid. I'm Michael Jordan. That's crazy. Wow. Can't read. And multiple series leaders, admonish Hall of Fame driver Tony Stewart summer short track series SRX and threatened to have it unalive because NASCAR drivers were participating. On the other side, the president of 23XI was found to have said that NASCAR chairman Jim France has to pass away in order to receive favorable charter terms. Hamlin admitted his dislike for the France family. One of Jordan's advisors said Hamlin wasn't a good businessman, and Jordan joked that he loses more money in a casino than what he pays out one of his drivers, who will be in court. NASCAR, but the Jordan stuff is nowhere as near as bad as the NASCAR stuff. Who will be in court? NASCAR has indicated that it wants Rick Hendrick and Roger Penske, two of the most powerful team owners in the United States, and neither Hall of Famer wants to testify. They both filed a motion asking that to be disposed, and if they be, then the questioning must be limited to charters. Hendrick and Penske are among a large group of owners who submitted declarations on NASCAR's behalf in defense of the charter system. The declaration showed the unity among the non-suing teams, who do not want the charter system to be disbanded, which could happen if NASCAR loses the case. But what about the NASCAR does not spotlight is that the team owners, still noted that the 2025 charter agreements are still short of all of their ask. Additionally, NASCAR has asked that Polk and Hamlin of 23XI not be allowed to sit in court ahead of their testimony. A ruling on that has not been made as of Sunday early evening. Jordan, North Carolina native who led the University of North Carolina to a national championship and once owned the NBA Charlotte Hornets, received an exemption to be in the courtroom for the entire jury. A spokesperson for the two teams said that Jordan and Jenkins plans to be the faces of the case. What are some of the outcomes? The case could be settled in on at any time, even if a ruling is made and it goes to an appeal. If 23XI and Front Row win, the jury will determine an actual monetary damages, and Judge Kenneth Bell can adjust the figure and even triple it. Bell would also be charged and with unraveling any found monopoly. Among the threats to NASCAR are orders that the France family sell the sport, sell the tracks it owns, dismantle the charter system, order permanent charters. Anything is possible. If NASCAR wins, it is unlikely that 23XI and Front Row stay in business beyond 2026 and the 6 charters. Wow. So pretty much Jordan's stake of being a team owner in NASCAR is on the line with this lawsuit. Beyond 2026, and the 6 charters being held aside likely will be sold to other interested parties. The last charter sold went for $45 million, and NASCAR has indicated that there is a present interest in potential buyers from including private equity firms. So there it is, man. It sounds like Jordan and them are just fighting for rights, and they're like, nah, we not folding. We not folding. It is what it is. We're not gonna do that. So with that being said, we are gonna go to the next scene. It sounds like a lot what they're talking about in the WNBA of what's going on. They talk about we're gonna start the WNBA proposed. How about we start training camp in mid-March? Knowing, if you start training camp in mid-March, the kids won't be able to play. If the draft happens after the NCAA tournament, how are the kids gonna play in training camp? Come on now. I was born at night, not last night. I don't even know when. I think I was born in the morning. I just wanted to say that. Luigi Mangione. This is what they're saying. They saying that it was a couple other things. They said he said he was a homeless man. They said he wasn't read his rights. They said they only thought it was him because of his eyebrows. I want enough. This is from the Business Insider. Luigi Mangione. That is not his name. It's Mangione, right? Luigi Mangione. Anyways, claimed he was a homeless man named Mark in a surreal newly created body cam footage after his arrest. Here we go. There's fibbing on both sides. The suspect says that he's a homeless guy named Mark. The cops say it's just an ID check. And through it all, surreally, Christmas carols play on a restaurant sound system with one cop whistling along to keep things calm as they tried to verify his identity. Dramatic police body cam footage of Luigi Mangione screened for the first time on Tuesday in a New York City courtroom. It shows the 28-year-old's December arrest that has never been seen before. Arrested in Pennsylvania weapons and identification forgery charges, he would soon have to turn over to the New York authorities as a suspect of the unaliving of a United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. Stand up for us. Put your hands on top of your head. Altoona police officer Joseph Detweiler can be heard telling Mangione twice in the video, which is not being released to the public and could only be seen in court. You seem nervous right now, the officer says next, as Mangione stands up and is patted down at 9:50 on a Monday morning, 5 days after Thompson's unaliving in Midtown Manhattan sidewalk. When the officer says, "Why are you nervous?" Mangione, his hands on top of his head, gives no answers. Sit down, the officer tells him. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wow. This is him sitting down. Oh, this is him in the McDonald's. Wow. The video played from most of Tuesday morning and well into the afternoon. The second day of the evidence suppression hearing in the state court in Manhattan. It was narrated from the witness stand by Detweiler with his partner. Was the first officer on the scene. As they rolled up to the McDonald's in a patrol car, Detweiler was thinking the job will be a waste of time. He testified, "I did not believe that it was going to be the person that they said it was," Detweiler said on Tuesday during the questioning by the lead state prosecutor, Assistant District Attorney Joel Seidman said. The 911 call had come from a very skeptical restaurant manager. She called the police reluctantly, according to Monday's testimony, after the customers insisted that the guy sitting in the back of the men's room, his face obscured by a hat and medical mask, looked like the CEO. Oh, wow. In the news. The dispatcher was skeptical too. Listened to call as a priority low. And on the way to the McDonald's, Detweiler saw a text from a supervisor, Lieutenant Tom Hanley. "If you get the New York City guy, I'll buy you a hoagie." Wow. Detweiler kept the patrol car sirens silent as he and his partner. So someone at McDonald's snitched. Wow. McDonald's is the ops to anything that's fighting for the health and the health care of Americans. Detweiler patrols car sirens silent as he and his partner, patrolman Tyler Fry, rolled into the parking lot. Once inside, the two approached Mangione's table, interrupting a meal of breakfast sandwich and a hash brown. They knew that this was the guy that the manager had been called about. Detweiler testified there was only one person in the restaurant while wearing a mask. "Yeah, we don't wear a mask." And Altoona, Detweiler explained in this testimony, "We have antibodies." Wow. "Can you pull your mask down?" A video showed Detweiler asking while Mangione watched from the defense table, dressed in a dark suit and an open-necked off-white dress shirt. Then the footage played in court showed the moment that Mangione complied, showing his full face, and everything changed. As Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock played in the McDonald's speakers, the 5-day manhunt had captivated the country, involving hundreds of law enforcement personnel in New York City and beyond had ended. Quote unquote, I knew it was him immediately. Dun, 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 Detweiler testified. It didn't help that as soon as he asked, were you up in New York recently? Mangione appeared, quote unquote, nervous. As the officer described it on the stand, quote unquote, I saw his finger shaking a little bit, he testified. Defense lawyers are challenging the evidence and the statements that the police took from Mangione in a 30-minute period when he was questioned and arrested in that McDonald's. By the time Mangione was cuffed and led inside with Holly Jolly Christmas playing at the restaurant sound system, a dozen cops had gathered around the restaurant. They included the lieutenant who promised Detweiler a hoagie. I'm 100% sure that's him. Detweiler testified while he was arriving. Lieutenant, he was surprised. Detweiler testified to his boss. Prosecutors are trying to show that stopping, questioning, and searching Mangione and his belongings was proper, given the officer's knowledge of the news media of the Thompson suspect's appearance and dangerousness. Prosecutors say the backpack held incriminating writings and they hope to use in trial against him. Defense lawyers led by Karen Friedman and Ingefilo say police have no right to look inside Mangione's backpack minutes after leaving the restaurant and hours before getting the search warrant. During her cross-examination, Friedman and Filio repeatedly pointed at Detweiler to the portions of the body cam video showing that the police allowed customers to walk past them to use the men's and women's restrooms, apparently unconcerned about any danger from the bag. Wow. Defense lawyers were also arguing that Mangione was improperly questioned before he was read his Miranda rights. They want the judge to rule that any statements he made and anything in the backpack can't be used against him in trial. Come on. And Tuesday, Detweiler described asking limited questions, focus on Mangione's identification and potential imminent dangerousness, not the facts of the case itself. Mark, Mangione told police at first when asked his first name. According to the video, homeless, he said when asked about his address. Did you ever mention the in New York City? Simon said. No, Detweiler answered. Mangione's hearing was already featured testimony by 5 law enforcement officers and civilian witnesses involved in the manhunt and the Pennsylvania arrest. It was scheduled to continue on Thursday and Friday and possibly until next week. New York Supreme Court Justice Gregory Caro has not said when he will decide if any of the evidence will be barred from an eventual trial. Judges have yet to set trial dates for Mangione's federal and state unaliving trials. This state story has been updated to include details of the afternoon testimony. So there you have it. He said he was old. He said he was the weirdly chill 911 call that ended Luigi. That's crazy. I want to see that. I might as well. We already here. Labs, apologies, and the bagel order. Hold on. The weirdly chill 911 call that ended Luigi Mangione's freedom. Here we go. The 911 call almost didn't happen. A McDonald's manager in Altoona, Pennsylvania, was so skeptical that the United Healthcare CEO suspect was sitting in the back of a restaurant that it almost didn't make the call that put Luigi Mangione in jail. It was revealed in a court hearing on Manhattan on Monday. After all, the man sitting near the restrooms had his face covered with a mask and a hat. The unnamed manager called the 911 operator in the audio of the fateful call played in the public for the first time. I have a customer here that some of the customers were suspicious of. He looked like the CEO guy from New York. She told the dispatcher at the beginning of the call, laughing with apparent embarrassment. I'm like, I don't know what to do here, guys. She told the dispatcher, describing what she told the customers. I tried to call. Oh, so the customers, the people was in McDonald's. Oh man, McDonald's a bunch of snitches. I tried to call the non-emergency number, but it just kept ringing. The manager also told the dispatcher her voice was apologetic. Even the dispatch records showed that they had priority low in the initial entry. Mangione appeared in court wearing a gray suit, red and white checkered dress shirt, and brown dress shoes with a black dress socks. He's in court for the first day of what is shaping up to be a week of evidence suppressing hearings. The brief 911 call ended with a massive nationwide 5-day manhunt for the unaliver of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. It is remarkable that a matter-of-fact voices of the both caller and the dispatcher for the occasional misunderstanding and interruption. this the one that they think got the police officer? The dispatcher asked, interrupting the manager's description of a man in a black jacket and blue medical mask sitting in the back of the restaurant. No, the manager clarifies, the CEO. Wow. At one point, the 911 call is interrupted, on which was not clear, by a woman's voice shouting out a breakfast order. We need more bagels, a voice yells. One of them, no butter. Defense lawyers had asked for the hearings in order to challenge the methods used by the Altoona police to seize evidence and statements when they arrested Mangione at the McDonald's in December. Also played in court on Monday was the restaurant's surveillance footage showing that Mangione, 28, being questioned and searched for 30 minutes before he was taken into custody as the suspect of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Monday's testimony also included a name drop of a financier and the SO, Jeffrey Epstein, who unalived himself in a federal jail in Manhattan while awaiting a trial on the trafficking indictment. I was told by the SCI Huntington did not want an Epstein-style situation, a correction officer at the Pennsylvania facility testified, examining why Mangione is being kept in 24-hour observation unit after his arrest after being transferred to New York City. Mangione's black backpack is the primary focus of the hearing. The defense has asked the judge to find that the police erred in not wanting a search warrant before seizing and examining the backpack, written and contained a part metal, part 3D printed 9mm. Excuse me. The defense hopes the judge will bar prosecutors from using this content, which the prosecutors say include the unaliving weapon and incriminating manifesto at the trial. The unregistered ghost was a ballistic match, prosecutors say, to the shell casings left on the sidewalk when the CEO was hit outside of a Midtown hotel. Thompson was walking into the hotel after a sunrise on December 4th with plans to address the United Healthcare investor meeting. New York Supreme Court Justice Gregory Caro has not said he will decide whether any evidence will be barred in the eventual trial. No trial date has been set for either Mangione's federal or state unaliving prosecution. So there you have it. There you have it. A homeless guy named Mark and a lady at McDonald's, a manager who didn't even know what was really going on. So there you have that. Luigi. Next. Skill issue. I've seen this a couple times in the last couple days.
$1.
This is Odell Beckham Jr. on the pivot trying to say, oh, you see $100 million, but it's really $60 million. And then you got to give some to the agent. And so it's really only $20 million. And now you want to stunt. And now you got to buy a house for your mama and buy multiple cars and this and that. And now that money don't last, bro. It ain't no generational money. It's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. If you can't build generational wealth with $60 million, it's definitely a skill issue. Like, what are we even talking about? This is coming from someone, myself, who's had terrible money management after being good with money for the first 27 years of my life. I got back to Atlanta. I had so much money because I was staying with my parents the first couple of years, and I was just being stupid with it. And I still haven't fully bounced back from a lot of my stupid habits. I've gotten better at them, but I still make the impulsive, just stupid purchase and decision with my money. So I get it from Odell Beckham, but I'm not going to be up here on some podcast complaining about how much money I'm not getting, bro, or how much money that this ain't it for something. You're speaking to an audience of people who will never get to see that type of money, dog. Any athlete, you chose to floss, you chose to flex, you tried to go band for band with Drake, you tried to go band for band with these artists. These artists, they got their catalog forever. Boosie, he has his catalog forever. He might have sold his masters and rights and everything. Remember that a couple years ago? He still can go each and every single weekend to some place in America, a wedding, a graduation, a homecoming, Drewski performance, and do White Madame each and every single weekend for the rest of his life, as long as he wants to do. And he's going to get paid at least 5-6 figures for it. He'll never go broke. So when you have athletes trying to compete with that just because they're next to that in the moment, you're going to go broke. you're gonna go broke each and every single time. I'm not falling for any sympathy from these athletes. I don't have any sympathy for them because you should have known. You say, oh, imagine you get $60 million at the age of 21. When you go to the NFL, they give you a whole week of financial classes. They got an OG talking to you. You got people in your ear at LSU talking to you. Hey, man, you about to come into a lot of money. I just want you to know to do this, do this. You got bigger homies on your team at the Giants when you first get drafted. Bro, don't do this with your money. Don't do this with your money. You chose to live the lifestyle you want to live. You chose to impress the girls in social media and Instagram and do your dance and hit them folks in front of your Lamborghini. And it's your third Lambo and this is your Lambo for Wednesdays and everything. Bro, you decided to do that. I don't feel sorry for you at all. Give a regular, you wouldn't know to do with 80 million because you ain't never had 80 million. You darn skippy. But if I had 80 million, I would know how it feels to live as a regular person, as a working class, middle class person in this country. And I make that 60 million stretch and holler until there's another dollar. What are we talking about here? I do not have no sympathy for you, Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. or any retired athlete by that fact. Can we be honest? There's no way you can not make $60 million liquid last for a lifetime and then some unless you are living way beyond their means. The issue here is not that people don't understand your lifestyle and what it's like to be you. The issue is that your lifestyle is eating away at your wealth because you are living beyond your needs. You better say that again. You better say that again, I mean. It doesn't take most human beings that even make $500,000 a year, even less to live comfortably and a financially secure life, even if you have children. The only way this doesn't work is if your idea of living comfortable is an opulent lifestyle of luxury, and luxury is once enjoyed as a norm as it becomes a necessity. Come on, man, talk to these folks, bro. You want to go to Turks every single off season. And every single time that you have it, OBJ said he was going to play this year, but I have reports of teams lining up to get him. Reason why OBJ said he's not retired and he went on the pivot, he just told you he needs some money. He needs some money because he wanted to stunt in the Lambo and go down to Turks and Caicos and live in a mansion and get his mama a mansion and get his best friend a mansion because his best friend held him down. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? I got a couple more things and then we're going to bring on Dan. How about that? Right. I'm not even going to react to the streamer stuff tonight. I'm just get out all the news. That's what we're going to do. Long Island man, $100 million lawsuit, claims that a female boss forced him into SW for years. Quote unquote, even a Mercedes needs a tune up sometimes. This is written by Kathleen Bonilio of the New York Post. A Long Island man claims that he was forced to bed by his female boss for years at the Queens drug rehab that they work. And even she tried to justify the morning bomb rumps by invoking former President Barack Obama. Barack met Michelle at work. She was his boss. Be presidential. I think the next text, wow, should be saying thank you. Wow. St. Joseph's Medical Center Program Director Michelle Poole allegedly told the underlying King Cooper, according to his $100 million SD oil discrimination lawsuit, I'm so undervalued. You even know a Mercedes needs a tune-up sometimes. That's crazy. Everyone at the job knew what was going on behind the closed doors of Poole's office because of the quote-unquote loud noises related to... Oh, no. That's embarrassing. He alleged in a Brooklyn Supreme Court complaint filed against her and the company. Bro, this is crazy, bro. A single father of two children claims he endured years of force. Wow, with the boss so he could keep his job. That is embarrassing, bro. Hey, prayers up to this brother. And every time he tried to put a stop to the twisted rendezvous, she threatened to fire him. I asked her to stop face-to-face numerous times, more than 100 times, and then text message about 12 to 14 times. He contended, find another job, Poole allegedly told. Dang, they got now they got the surveillance footage. Find another job, Poole allegedly told Cooper. Poole adamantly denied the allegations to the Post, insisting that the 6-month affair was mutual that Cooper showered her with gifts and romantic cards, that she had no authority to hire or fire him. He's just making stuff up, she insisted. I have proof of the intimate things he sent to me. I have credible evidence, and I will be filing a lawsuit against anyone who slanders me. Ooh. Cooper also claimed that Poole had an affair with the second employee, but the man denied the allegations, so that he was just having a ball at work. He was like, I love going to work. I love work. What we going to get into today? This is crazy, bro. He really got surveillance footage. The alleged encounters that took place 2 to 3 times a week in the 4th floor office, often at the start of his 6 a.m. shift. They was at 6 a.m. to wake him up. When Poole would summon him, and Cooper alleged in his court papers, after a while, I would do things to avoid her, he alleged, adding, walking to the 3rd or 4th floor, I would think, dang it, how am I going to get out of this office without feeling gross? I was basically just trying to take the punishment and save my job, said Cooper, 50, who is still employed as a clinical supervisor with St. Joseph's. Oh, that's poor baby, man. Poole is no longer, hold on. That's crazy. Poole is no longer employed at St. Joseph's, though it's unclear if she was terminated or allowed to leave on her own. Cooper's lawyer said, desperate to keep the job due to the past drug conviction, Cooper, who has since earned 2 master's degrees in social work and urban affairs, alleged in his lawsuit that Poole was already having an affair with another employee. So she said that he was sleeping with somebody else at the company. And he's saying that she was sleeping with somebody else. So everybody was just sleep. They were just having a big old, oh man, yeah. He loved going to work. Who is going to be today? Is it going to be, is it Stacy? Is it Keisha? Is it Party? Is it Danny? Opioid Treatment Center. This is at the rehab. They doing this at the rehab in the morning. You know the junkie. If they got withdrawals, they up at the crack of dawn. In 2022, the flirty Poole allegedly sent him an anonymous fruit basket before demanding an intimate relationship, which kicked off with a date at the Marriott Marquis in Midtown, he claimed. Cooper, who has since been diagnosed with PTSD, took 2 medical leaves. Oh, man. Poor child, man. Poor man. Shouts out to all the men. Shouts out to all the victims. On the men's side or the women's side, wrong is wrong, right is right. It is what it is. That's a fact of fact. Including a 1-month-long absence, and another for 2 months due to the stress and anxiety, he said, according to the suit. He finally complained in February 2024. Poole allegedly told Cooper, the stuff you pulled was extremely foul. You hung me out to dry. Men are just as much as victims of harassment as women, said Cooper's lawyers, Joanne Squillance, and Stephen Drummond. Poole sent fruit baskets to the employees, all employees, on their birthday. She told the Post. She said, I do that for everybody. And she denied that any intimacy took place at the office. We had a full staff by 6 a.m., she said, noting that the secretary was present during the meetings. I've never done anything to harm him. St. Joseph's did not return a request for comment. This is sticky. It's getting sticky. It's getting sticky. That's crazy though. But like I said, prayers up to all the victims, whether you're a male or a female, because wrong is wrong, right is right. It just is what it is. Next thing next. Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is from last week. I've been putting this off for a week. Oh, hi, okay. We're gonna do 1.5.
I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C. and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher. Corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts. American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest. And the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart. I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies, because I believe God creates life at conception, and I love to fight for the little guy. Strong, safe borders, I have fought hard for that. I fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations, and I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly, resulting in the House not working for the entire time. And we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives. During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass a plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies. The House should have been in session working every day to fix this disaster. But instead, America was force-fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle on television every single day. My bills, which reflect many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains, taxes on the sale of your primary home, and eliminating H-1B visas, just sit. They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The Speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote. Many common Americans are no longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokespersons and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media, obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow the political party talking points. Because they know how much credit card debt they have, they know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years. They actually do their own grocery shopping and no food costs too much. Their rent has increasingly gone up and up. They have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house. They have been laid off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big 6-figure salary. They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets. They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they just aren't stupid. These are the people I represent and love, because that is who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years. The district is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic, hardworking people you will ever meet. Good, regular, common Americans. I've worked hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated dangerous open border invasion into America. And I led the effort to defund hard left politically biased NPR and PBS and the corrupt USAID, and I did that as chair of the DOJ subcommittee. I have fought harder than almost any other elected Republican to elect Donald Trump and Republicans to power. I traveled the country for years. I spent millions of my own money. I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And I showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defended him against anything have all been welcomed in right after the election. And I will never forget the day I had to leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to Washington, D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021. My poor father and my poor mother, it was way too much for all of us. Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for. However, while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged because my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God who created everything in existence. You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility. Wow. My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of nonstop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a single day. It has been unfair and wrong, not only to me, but especially to my family, but it's been wrong to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity. I love my family way too much, and I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026. And I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
Right before the national holiday of January 6, 2026, she will be stepping down. And here's the official statement, which I assume was...
Hi, everyone.
When you assume, you make it out of you and me. But if I had to, just assume it's like the 10-minute thing. Bad beat. What did she say? Bad built, beach blonde body. Botched body. I'm gonna be honest. Here we go. The latest. Oh, friend of the channel, Jasmine. Jasmine, by the way. Jasmine Crockett, friend of the channel. I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't see this coming, but the threats that came with being on the opposite side of Trump are real, all caps. People need to wake up. Trump only knows how to use people up and then cast him aside when he's done. He did it with his VP. He did it with those who wanted the Epstein files. He did it with those who believed that he cared about their struggles. And now he's doing it to one of his most loyal followers. There we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Going forward, all caps, no one, elected or otherwise, should have allowed any person to coax them into creating a culture of violence. Marjorie Taylor Greene referenced not wanting to be a battered woman. I'll say this, what my granny used to say, don't play with fire because you might just get burned. I'm still waiting for the Republicans to stand firmly against the president's wishes on sitting members of the House and the Senate. My final word on this is that my office has reached out to Marjorie Taylor Greene to work on some member safety legislation. I'm serious about working collaboratively on this effort. If there's any interest, we can get it drafted before January. That's crazy. The ops got together to take down the big op, huh? That's crazy. To take down the big op is insane. It's all about me. Child, please. Ain't no rule you can't text. Okay, leave my girl alone. All right, here we go. Just a bunch of memes in the comment section. Cesspool. All right, let's go. Let's go. Sabrina Carpenter, she responded to the White House today. Did you guys see that? This video is evil and disgusting. Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda. So we got to reshare again. I want to know what song they was using. Change it.
Have you ever tried this one? Have you ever tried this one? Have you ever tried this one?
Wow. That's whack. That's whack. Sabrina called him out. She said, don't use that for your terrible, terrible thing. Save it. Save it. Save it. Kevin Spacey, he said he's homeless. TMZ wrote this the other day. This was November 20th. So it's been almost like a couple months, like a week and a half after this. Oscar award-winning actor Kevin Spacey said he's currently homeless because of the bleak financial decision following his SA scandal. Spacey sat down in a wide-ranging interview with The Telegraph, and then when the convo turned to his living situation, Kevin didn't pull any punches. He said that he's been living in Baltimore, Maryland for the past 12 years, but he recently had to move out of his house because there was almost no money coming in at an astronomical cost of his scandals, admitting that, quote-unquote, I literally have no home. As you probably know, Spacey hit rock bottom in 2017 when he was accused by another actor, Anthony Rapp, of a SA while starring in a popular Netflix series House of Cards. He was soon axed from the show and sued by Rapp for M and was eventually found not liable by a jury in a civil trial. That came the criminal accusations out of London, where Spacey was charged with SAing multiple men, and he was eventually cleared of any wrongdoing at the trial. Yet the stigma of 7 years of bad press over SA allegations still hangs over Spacey's head to this day. Now, Spacey says that he's gotten through life, quote unquote, in weird ways, as if he's, quote unquote, back to where I first started, which is just went where the work was. There it is. Spacey said he's put out all of his belongings in storage, and he hopes at some point to settle down again if this money situation improves. In 2024, he tearfully told Piers Morgan that his Baltimore home was going on an auction block because he was millions of dollars in debt. Right now, Spacey said he's living in hotels and Airbnbs and going where the work is. He also says that there's a bright spot in all of this, quote unquote, he is not bankrupt. Jeez Louise, man. Jeez Louise. Probably has at least $500,000 in the bank. While that might be nothing to people who once had everything, I wouldn't call it homeless. If you got enough money for Airbnbs and hotels every night, you got enough money for a house, bro. You have enough money for a house, bro. Let me see. Oh, okay. I'll go to this. Hold on. Tenderism and J Cheese. This is my boy J Cheese. Shouts out J Cheese.
Get up, man. I've been trying to tell you, folks, this stuff real down. Shake a little bit. Oh, you too far. Destination, one in the nation. Hey, man, just pick it up, man.
I don't even eat ribs, but I have some tenderism ribs, bro. Bro really be in his bag, dog. He really be in his Duffy. Complex had a most aura list. A Complex 30 celebrities with the most aura right now ranked. I think this is stupid, but we're going to look at it anyway. Number 30, Netspin. Okay. 29, Keanu Reeves. 28, Mariah the Scientist. 27, Hugo Mendoza. 26, Sade. Ooh, 25, Suki Baby. Her loss. Let's have at a bang. Let's get it. Tyshawn Jones, number 24. 23, Yuki Chiba. Is this the Ichima dude? Oh no, this is the Mami Masa. Are they? Okay. 22, Gio might need to be higher on this list. 21, Central C. How can I be homophobic? 20, Andre 3000. Andre should definitely be higher on this list. 19, Anthony Edwards. I agree with him being on this list. Number 18, Young Miko. Have no idea who that is. Number 17, Skepta. Like, this is literally just like a who's attractive but cool. 16, Paige Bakers. So what I just said, Anthony Edwards should be on the list. Hey, pause. Reverse that, pause. Paige Bakers. Shouts out to Pistol Paige Bucket. 15, Doechii. 14, Anak Ayai. Shouts out to Anak Ayai. 13, Young Thug. Interesting. 12, Duke Dennis. Oh, no. Duke Dennis got to be number one, man. No glaze. Look at DJ Drama in the background. DJ Drama. Look at Chris Next Door in the background. Shouts out Chris Next Door. Shouts out to Stat Baby. Shouts out to my boy Davis as well. All friends of the channel. That's crazy. Number 11, A$AP Rocky. Dang, who the top 10? Number 10, Shay. SGA. Shay Gilgers Alexander. Number 9, Quinlan Blackwell. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Quinlan Blackwell has more aura than SGA or Duke Dennis. I'm not going to lie to you. Like she put on the series model face and stuff like that, but her actual personality is so crazy. It's just too, you know what I'm saying? It's Number 8, Clint 419. Have no idea who this is. Number 7, Alexa Demi. Don't know who that is. Oh, she's on Euphoria. Okay, I knew I heard the name before. Number 6, Kendrick Lamar. Number 5, Frank Ocean, Aura Farmer. Number 4, Bad Bunny. Okay. Number 3, Timothy Chalamet. Number 2, Playboy Cardi. All right, bro. Number 1, Rihanna. This is such a silly list. But shouts out to Complex for, I don't know, someone thought of it and they wrote it. They went through with it. Shouts out to Complex for it. I wanted to do this too. I wanted to watch this for like the past few days. It's been sitting in my notes forever and I never got to it on stream. Did you guys know that Carmen from George Lopez show is not Hispanic? That just, what? Let me see this. This is from Just Bria Always. Shouts out to Just Bria or Just Brie Always. Please do not copyright me. I just want to learn this too.
Not gonna lie, Carmen not being Hispanic did surprise me. I made a video last week and I talked about Ronnie Hawk and that frame wreck of a scene of her speaking Spanish. And I talked about how a lot of people were like, that's how they knew that she was not actually Hispanic. And how like she took that away from someone who could actually have been Hispanic to play that role. Someone's like, hey, they did the same thing with Carmen. I would love to hear from you guys if you feel like it's a different situation. Yes, this is taken away from someone who is actually Mexican and could be playing this role. I think the reason I didn't even catch on with Carmen is because, I don't know how to say this, I hope you guys get what I mean when I say this. Like, their heritage wasn't a big part of the storyline. Like, yes, they were Mexican Americans and we knew that. Benny was even born in the US, you know? Like, they weren't sitting here in full out storylines that had to do with their culture on a daily basis, where it's like, literally Olivia's whole character trait is that she comes from Mexican parents and she's the first generation to be born in the US. Which then prompts the storyline of them being sent back to Mexico, her remaining here and living with Ruby. But they continue on the Mexican tradition. Then they go on and throw in quinceañera, even though, like, you know, her family's not there to do it for her. And she gets really upset. She just starts speaking Spanish. Like, you know, like, they make no sense. Like, I don't even know if I ever heard George himself speak Spanish on the show, you know? But yeah, it wasn't until a couple years ago.
Watch the show? When he said, like, when he get upset, he'd be like, like, he used to say the little things, bro. I know, because I used to watch it every day. I forgot what the phrase was that he would yell, but he would yell it every time he get frustrated at the kids or like Bonita or his wife or something.
I found out that Carmen is not actually Mexican. She's not Hispanic. She is Albanian. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about this?
Oh, so she's still Latin America. She's still Latin America. Let me see. Not Hispanic. I thought she was just like white. I don't think that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I really don't understand the situation of what happened. Is there an interview? Is there an interview for this? What's her name? Marsha? Maza Lucia. Hold on. I'm going on YouTube, guys. I'm going on YouTube. This is the deep, you know, studying that the people want me for. Marsha Lucia. Let me see. Interview. Is there one with her talking about being Hispanic, not being Hispanic? Hispanic. Dang, this was on the George Lopez late night show. I remember that. Is there one talking about her not being in Spanish? Nah. No interview, bro. No interview talking about her not being Spanish. So with that being said, I'm now going to bring on Dan. Dallas Dan with the man and plan. Got to keep it going with the homes and stand. Know what I'm saying? And I got to keep the plan, and you know it's Dan. All right, I'm bringing on Dan now. I thought she was gonna be like white. She Albanian. She's still Latin America. Where we at? All right, Dan is in the waiting room. We are bringing Dan up to the stage now. And 3, 2, 1. Dan, what's happening?
What it do, Rashad? What it do? What it do?
What it do, baby?
Oh yeah.
I can't call it, man. How you been? How's everything going?
Pretty good so far, man. Got an early Christmas present.
Oh yeah. You said you had tea, everything like that. What is going on in your world?
Not much, man. The Mavericks won a game against the Nuggets, which was very surprising.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting now.
Jokic had a 20-point performance. He had 13 assists and he had 20 rebounds. But AD had like 32 points, 13 rebounds. Cooper Flag had like 24 points and 8 rebounds, I believe. This is what he had. And Ryan Nembhard, 28 points and 10 assists. This kid, Ryan Nembhard, is something.
I saw someone talking about him. You know, obviously Nembhard's brother from the Pacers. When he was drafted, a lot of people were talking about him. But yeah, they were posting his highlights a lot like the last couple of days. So I saw that in passing. So it's nice to hear exactly what he was doing and leading you guys to victory.
Yeah, I mean, he's an undrafted free agent out of I think he went to Georgia or something, I believe.
Maybe Gonzaga.
Oh, Gonzaga.
I'm not sure myself. Hold on.
It's Gonzaga. Gonzaga.
It's Gonzaga?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me see.
I think it was Gonzaga, I think. The college, I mean.
Yeah, Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Gonzaga. Yeah.
But
okay.
I do think, however, the Mavericks still got a long way to go. They're playing the Heat later on today, but they lost to them just like a week ago, just by 4 points. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But then they got to play the Thunder on Friday, which will be on Amazon. When I don't like being on national TV against the Thunder because we all know the Thunder are really good. They just won tonight against Golden State, 124-112. So
They beat everybody.
Except Portland.
And Tiago Splitter. Shout out to Tiago Splitter.
Shout out to him.
I want to ask you. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm ready. Is this the T part?
What was that? I didn't hear what you said.
Is this the T part?
No. This is tea right here, man. I got tea in this cup right here.
Oh, you said I got tea. I got
had to get a refill of tea because I knew I was going to be on here for a little bit. I knew I was going to be on here.
Yeah. What is the news? The
news is that the Cowboys are getting ready to play the Lions in the next 48-ish hours. I'm just hoping that the Cowboys come out there and just go out and play. They don't need to take the Lions for granted. They are an injured dog right now, but we're getting healthy as it stands. If we do lose this game, our percentages go down from 30-something% to 8%. So, but if we win, I think our percentages go up to 42%, if I'm not mistaken, to make the playoffs. But it's still an uphill battle. Overall, that place at Ford Field in Detroit is going to be rocking like it's always going to be. They just got to go out there and play hard like they always have, and just get the defense improve the defense, get better on the offense, and everything will fall into place.
And we're gonna see if my boy gets a pick in Ford Field in Detroit.
He almost had one. He almost had one last week. He almost had one
last week. That's my guy. And
he almost had one.
His alma mater, Lynette High School, they're currently going on the road now to the state championship. I believe they're 2A right now. They always bounce off between 1A and 2A over in Alabama for the state title to win another state title, the first since Christian Story was on the team. And he was Mr. Alabama football. As the 1A guy, he went on to play for 4 seasons at Alabama and then ended his career with a grad year at Kentucky this past season. He was an undrafted free agent with the Atlanta Falcons, but he didn't make it out of rookie minicamp. So that's the last time I believe that Lynette won a state championship in Alabama, but now they are headed to another state title game, and we'll see which superstars come out of that team in Lynette. So shouts out to Lynette, shouts out to the Panthers, shouts out to Alabama, shouts out to Valley, West Point, everybody over there, Lafayette, all the homies, Beulah, everybody. Go ahead.
Guess Trayvon Diggs is coming back this week against the Lions, and I'm so skeptical on this, Rashad. I really am. I mean, on one hand, I'm glad that he's back, but on another hand, I don't want him to disrupt the chemistry. Okay, I want him to be locked in. I want him to be focused. I do not want him to be bragging. I want him to go out there and play his heart out, because we all know that his time in Dallas is fixing to be done.
Oh no, I was about to say like Trayvon Diggs. That might be up in this territory. You know, it's DDG squad. You know, smacking against the wall. If you know. But you know, yeah, Trayvon. You know, hey man, hey, if he performs well in his comeback, he performs well. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It is what it is.
If he doesn't perform, I'm going to have issues. He said, Dan said he's going to join them on the side of like, oh, you the ops, Trayvon Diggs. So, hey, it is what it is. Because Quinnen Williams is the leader, man. Quinnen Williams is the dog.
Quinnen Williams. Speaking of Quinnen Williams, prayers up for sure to Sauce Gardner, you know, who got hurt this past week.
Yeah. Shout out to him. A couple weeks.
Right. It wasn't an ACL, right? It looked like an ACL, but it wasn't an ACL.
It was a calf.
Yeah. Definitely prayers up to Sauce Gardner and all the former Jets who are, you know, recovering from injury. Adam Thielen, is that how you pronounce it? Thielen?
Adam Thielen?
Tata Thielen?
No, you said Adam Thielen.
Oh, Adam Thielen. Okay. Yes,
Adam Thielen got claimed by the Steelers.
Yeah. Adam Thielen going to the Steelers for his last few weeks in the NFL of his career to play with Aaron Rodgers in the old man's home.
That's where careers go to die. I'm sorry. Adam Thielen should have went to somewhere else.
Well, you know, his wife said he just wants to play since it's going to be his last season.
I understand that, but still.
So it is where it is. What do you think would have been a better place for him to have a good opportunity to win and play?
San Francisco. I think the reason why San Francisco is because they have so many injuries. They got so many spots that they need to fill. I think San Fran would be a good spot for him because, you know, everybody loves to be in California. Yeah. Everybody loves to be there. So, and now when he goes to Pittsburgh, it's going to be cold. And I'm like, you got to be kidding.
But it's close.
Yeah, I mean, it is closer. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
like, if you had to move right in the middle of your season, you would want to kind of stay in the area, right?
Yeah, something like that. You probably would. But Aaron Rodgers is just getting older, man. It's going to be about time that he's going to have to hang it up. 100%. He's going to have to.
Speaking of, I was talking about this with Mo earlier tonight on the phone of like LeBron. LeBron looks like he's done, man. It looks like this is like it for LeBron. Like that, the crowd is cheering just when he gets to 10 points. I said the only thing that might hold him up is the fact that the Lakers have already played a lot of at East Coast places. Like they've already played at Atlanta. They've already played at some of the East Coast stops. So, and I know LeBron will probably want to do it like Kobe, where he announced on the East Coast trip so all the East Coast teams and fans could get a chance to say bye to him one last time. So I think that's the only thing that's keeping him staying there potentially for another season. But playing-wise, he looks done.
Yeah, because Luka is taking over in LA right now. I mean, the way that he's been playing, it's almost like LeBron is on his last leg in LA for sure.
100%. 100%. So
that's what I think.
A sad thing to see. What's your first LeBron James memory, Dan?
Ooh, the first LeBron James moment. Oh, gosh. It would have to be in the finals when he went up against Steph for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
That was probably the best moment, I think. When Cleveland won its first championship,
That was the second one.
The second one? Yeah.
Because they won the first one. Golden State won the first one.
Yeah.
15, and then 2016 was when they came back against Steph and they won for
Mhm.
Cleveland. But what was your first one? What was your first memory of LeBron James?
First memory that I have, I think it was him against Dirk that one year in the finals when the Mavericks were in
2011.
Yeah, 2011. That was probably my first moment that I saw LeBron
Yeah.
on the TV screen, that is.
Right.
So, and I was just very amazed of how the Miami's big three and LeBron and Bosh and Wade, I mean, they were going up against Dallas and they were heavily favored against us. And then all of a sudden, Dallas went on this magical run and they won the finals that year.
Yeah, JJ Barea and Jason Terry shutting down LeBron James is definitely the low light of his career before 42-year-old LeBron is playing in year
And
20.
there were rumors that Dirk was sick. They were making fun of. I don't know if you
Oh
remember.
no, I remember that. Yeah, Wade and LeBron were walking in a tunnel and they were coughing.
Yeah, and they were saying that Dirk was sick, and I was like, he's not that sick. He's not sick.
Yeah, he was
So-
playing well enough. He was playing like he wasn't sick at all.
Yeah, I just think in reality, though, I think LeBron is getting closer to being done. I just don't know, if he's gonna finish the season in LA or if he's gonna retire in Cleveland.
Oh, you mean like a one-day contract?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh no, I heard it. That makes sense.
Because he was born and raised in Akron, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. No. He is. He's Ohio. We went to the LeBron James Museum in Akron.
Yeah.
Shouts out to all my people at the LeBron James Museum, and shouts out to Akron, Ohio. Let me go to the pro reference to see who he's played with longer, because I know people say like he's played with the Lakers now almost as long as any other team. So let me see.
He's played with the Cavs for so long.
Let me see. Hold on, we're gonna do it right now, and then I'll give you my first memory of LeBron. Hold on, let me close this out. Folks gonna get me out of here. Okay, Cleveland. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. How do you exit out of this? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't count into the Miami years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 years. 8, 9, 10, 11. So you played with the Cavs for 11 years. He's played with the Lakers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's played with the Lakers for 8 seasons.
And how many years did he play in Miami?
I think it was just 4 seasons.
4.
And he's been because it was Gambino has a line. He said 4 seasons in Miami. I was like LeBron James.
Man, he's just had a great career. I mean, just in reality, LeBron has for sure.
Yeah, my first memory of LeBron, he was in high school, and I think the first time I seen him was probably the Sports Illustrated cover when he was in high school. And I just remember everybody was kind of saying he was the next Michael Jordan. He was the next Michael Jordan. And then when he started to play, people say Michael Jordan, but he's really like the next Magic Johnson. And I saw his passing. His passing was crazy because he was so tall and just fast and quick. And I remember the first game that I really like just was like going crazy over with LeBron was in Detroit. I think it was game 5, game 6 when he scored like 23 or 21 of Cleveland's last 25 points in regulation and overtime. Chris Webber was on the Pistons at that time. It was crazy. And he had the layup, the curl layup or whatever in the Palace. And the Palace was like the most hostile environment in the NBA at the time.
Yeah.
LeBron was just different, bro. Like
his blocks were legendary.
100%. So shouts out to LeBron James for sure. What did you say, Dan?
I said his blocks were legendary. The way that, I've watched basketball since 2010, and anytime when I see LeBron, I mean, you got to make sure to get a body up on him because if you don't, he's going to hurt you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, Dan, what is the song of the day?
Oh man, I haven't really came up with one. I mean, we're basically stuck on Christmas. I I just did a song earlier this week. Oh man, it'll be kind of hard now. But let me see if I can get an excerpt out of it. You know the Grinch song, right?
I do.
Well, did I sing you this last time or no?
I was about to say, I think you sang, yeah. You did the Grinch the last time.
Oh, I did. Okay. Okay. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee.
You have not done that yet.
Okay. Let's see. Let me
Now
give
you
it.
have to think of like 25 Christmas songs.
Okay. Rocking around the Christmas tree and the Christmas holly hop. Mistletoe out, be doobly doo, hey, comfortable belly be. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Mistletoe out, there you will be, and a couple of Madeline. You will get a sentimental feeling. Will you hear? Voices always tickling all they deck. The halls of bells are holly rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. You won't have me, you will make it from the new from Paris away.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, Dan.
I had to skip some parts because I don't know the rest of the song. I had to skip some parts.
You only have 23 more Christmas songs to sing. Yeah,
Apparently
Dan.
so. Apparently so, because my Frank Sinatra songs are in Christmas, and he's kind of like old school.
Well, we appreciate the time so much, man. Is that it? That's it for today?
Yeah, well, I'll do it for the next stream. How about that? I'll do it the
All right,
Frank.
all right. Yes. Oh no. Save it. We got 25 days.
Yeah. I may come on the birthday day too. I might come on that.
You gotta wear a birthday hat on that day.
No, I don't know what I'm gonna wear for birthday day. I don't know yet. The Cowboys are gonna be playing twice on birthday week. So
yeah. Okay. Cool.
So because they gotta play the Chargers and then they gotta go play the Commanders on Christmas. So
yeah. So we'll see how that goes and everything. But as always, everybody, it is that time to wrap up the stream. W2-hour stream. W Dan in the building, man, on the stage, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We had people out throughout the whole time. Due to technical difficulties, there was still people in the chat, everything. I thought it was going to go beyond 1 and it was going to go 1-0. It stayed at least at 3 the entire time. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, chat. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I hope it entertained you, informed you, you learned something today. I didn't even react to one streamer tonight because there was so much news to catch up on. Glad I was able to cut a large chunk of everything that I had in my notes in tonight, and we will keep this thing rolling tomorrow because we are live each and every single day, like I've been for the past 272 days. Dang. With that being said, I'm Rashad. This is Dallas Dan, as the Rashad and Dan Show. Please have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, a good night, a good day. If nobody else has told you today, I care for you. With that, until next time, please take care of your.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.